This video is for the men and women who've reached their golden years and are looking for simple, natural ways to feel better, live healthier, and stay energized. What I am about to talk about might really surprise you and possibly even change how you think about your body and your habits as you age. We're going to have an open, honest conversation about something that's often swept under the rug: masturbation. Yes, that's right. It's a word that tends to make people squirm. But once we look past the stigma, there's a lot of valuable insight to be gained, especially when it comes to your health in later years. Now, just to be clear right from the start, this video is purely educational. There's absolutely no pornographic or explicit content here. We're not here to shock or provoke, we're here to inform. And if you stick with me to the end, you might come away with a totally different perspective on a topic that S usually whispered about or ignored altogether. Some people were raised with the belief that this topic is off limits. Others may feel shame or discomfort even thinking about it, and for those with strong religious or cultural values, the idea of discussing masturbation might seem inappropriate or even wrong. I want to say this with full respect. Those views are valid, and if that's your belief, you're absolutely entitled to it. But in this video, we're focusing on one thing: health. Real, science-backed health benefits. And the truth is, ignoring this part of your life, especially as you age, could be doing your body more harm than you realize. So, why are we talking about this now? Because avoiding or completely cutting out sexual self-stimulation as you get older may lead to a range of problems. Issues that could easily be prevented or improved just by understanding how your body works and how to take care of it even in ways you might not expect. Let's start with a big one: blood circulation. As we age, our blood flow tends to slow down. If you're living a more sedentary lifestyle, this becomes even more of an issue. Without regular sexual stimulation, blood circulation in key areas, especially in the pelvic region, declines. For men, this can mean reduced blood flow to the penis, which raises the risk of erectile dysfunction. For women, the effects might show up as vaginal dryness or a loss of elasticity, both of which can lead to discomfort, pain, or even urinary issues. Regular stimulation helps maintain healthy circulation in these areas, keeping things functioning properly. Next is something most of us could use a little more of: feel-good hormones. Masturbation naturally releases hormones like dopamine, endorphins, and oxytocin. These are the same chemicals that help us feel happy, calm, and connected. Without them, it's easy to fall into patterns of anxiety, stress, or even depression. These feelings are all too common in older adults, especially for those who are dealing with life transitions, loss, or loneliness. This simple, private act can help provide a natural lift in mood, no pills required. And then there's prostate health. For older men especially, this is important. Studies from respected institutions like Harvard Medical School have found that regular ejaculation, whether through sex or masturbation, can actually help reduce the risk of prostate cancer. That S, because ejaculation helps flush out toxins and substances that can otherwise build up in the prostate. When that system isn't regularly used, those unwanted materials stick around longer than they should. For women, avoiding sexual stimulation entirely can also lead to a condition called vaginal atrophy. It's a common issue after menopause and can cause dryness, irritation, and thinning of the vaginal walls. The result? Discomfort and a higher risk of infections. But here is the good news: regular stimulation, even without a partner, can help maintain healthy tissue and reduce the chances of these problems showing up in the first place. Now let's talk about function, because just like any other part of the body, your sexual organs need activity to stay healthy. If you stop using your muscles, they weaken, right? The same goes for sexual function. For men, lack of stimulation over time can result in less firm erections. For women, it might mean a drop in libido, reduced sensitivity, or even a total loss of desire. Keeping things active on your own terms can help preserve this part of your health well into older age. Another area that's often overlooked is sleep. So many older adults struggle with insomnia or trouble staying asleep. That's where the natural hormone prolactin comes in. After climax, prolactin is released into your system and encourages deep relaxation. This can help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer, without reaching for medication that might come with side effects. And let's not forget stress. Life doesn't exactly get easier as we age. There can be worries about finances, family, health, you name it. Masturbation is one of the body's built-in ways to lower stress levels by reducing cortisol, the hormone that triggers that fight or flight feeling. When you don't have an outlet for that stress, it builds up and can impact everything from your heart health to your mental well-being. Your immune system is another area that deserves attention. As you age, your body becomes more vulnerable to colds, flu, and infections. What many people don't realize is that regular sexual activity, including masturbation, can actually boost the production of white blood cells. These are your body's frontline defenders against illness. It's a simple action that can quietly make a big difference in how resilient your body is. Now, it's important to bring up one key distinction: masturbation versus pornography. The health benefits we're talking about here come from the act itself, not from watching explicit content. In fact, excessive use of pornography can lead to a whole range of problems, including mental and emotional issues, addiction, and relationship challenges. For older adults in particular, these risks can be even more harmful. That's why we focus on mindful, healthy self-care, not habits that can spiral out of control. So, if this topic has ever made you feel awkward or uncomfortable, know this: you're not alone. But it is worth pushing past the discomfort to understand the real impact it can have on your overall health. By treating your body with care and staying informed, you are giving yourself the best possible chance to enjoy a life that's full of vitality, joy, and yes, even sexual well-being in your later years. Let us keep going because there is even more to explore when it comes to how this simple, often overlooked practice, masturbation, can positively influence your health as you age. If you're someone who's been taught to shy away from this subject, you're not alone. But the science is too compelling to ignore, especially when we're talking about your well-being and longevity. One of the more surprising consequences of avoiding masturbation as you age is the gradual decline in your overall sexual function. Think about it like this. If you stopped walking for a year, your leg muscles would weaken, right? The same principle applies to your sexual organs. Without regular use, the nerves and muscles responsible for arousal, sensitivity, and function can weaken. For men, this can lead to difficulty achieving or maintaining an erection. For women, it can mean reduced sensitivity, lower libido, and even a complete disconnection from sexual desire. But regular, intentional stimulation helps keep the entire system active, functional, and responsive, even into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. Another major factor to consider is sleep. You might not expect masturbation to have anything to do with getting a better night's rest, but it's actually one of the most natural sleep aids available. When you orgasm, your body releases hormones like prolactin and oxytocin. These help your body relax deeply and prepare for sleep. Prolactin, in particular, has been shown to create a sense of calm and drowsiness. If you've been tossing and turning or relying on sleep medications that leave you feeling groggy or foggy the next morning, this could be a healthier and more effective alternative. Sleep is critical to immune function, mood stability, and even memory, so anything that helps improve your rest is worth taking seriously. And speaking of stress, let's take a moment to focus on the emotional side of aging. Stress, anxiety, and even loneliness are very common experiences as we get older. Health challenges, financial changes, retirement, and even losing friends or partners can create emotional strain. Your body naturally produces cortisol in response to stress, but high levels of cortisol over time can lead to heart issues, weight gain, memory problems, and weakened immunity. Masturbation can be a powerful way to lower cortisol levels and reset your emotional state. It's your body's way of releasing tension in a safe, private, and healthy manner. We've already touched on immunity, but let's dig in a bit more. As we age, our immune systems naturally become less efficient, which makes us more vulnerable to illnesses and infections. A lesser-known benefit of masturbation is its impact on white blood cell production. These cells are your immune system's defense troops. They identify and destroy harmful invaders in the body. Research has shown that regular sexual activity, including solo activity, can boost the production of these vital cells, helping your body stay strong and resilient. It's one of the most natural immune system boosts you can get. Now, while we're talking about doing what's good for your body, it's also important to talk about what can be harmful. And this is where we make a clear distinction. Masturbation in itself is beneficial, but using pornography excessively or becoming reliant on it can actually do more harm than good. There is growing research showing that frequent exposure to porn can lead to desensitization in the brain, meaning it takes more and more stimulation to achieve the same effect. Over time, this can interfere with your natural dopamine production, impact memory and focus, and even cause issues with impulse control. Some people may also experience relationship difficulties or lowered self-esteem as a result of unrealistic expectations created by pornography. Especially for older adults, whose cognitive flexibility and emotional resilience may not be as strong as in younger years, the effects can be magnified. That's why it's so important to practice mindful masturbation. This means tuning into your body's sensations and experiences without relying on external sources like porn. Not only does this approach support better mental health, but it also helps you develop a stronger connection to your own body, which enhances the overall experience and reinforces its health benefits. If you are someone who hasn't considered masturbation in years, or maybe never thought about it in a healthy way, it is okay to start small. There's no right way to begin. You're not trying to meet any goal, and you don't need anyone else's approval. This is about your health, your wellness, and your right to feel good in your body at every stage of life. Think of it as an important form of self-care. Just like brushing your teeth or stretching your legs, this is something you do to keep your body functioning well and feeling good. It is also worth mentioning that masturbation isn't just about physical health. It is deeply tied to your mental and emotional well-being. Feeling in touch with your own body can boost self-confidence, reduce feelings of isolation, and even help you feel more connected to life. As we grow older, it's easy to feel invisible or disconnected from the vitality we once had. Masturbation is a way of reclaiming some of that energy and reminding yourself that pleasure, comfort, and self-love don't have an expiration date. For those in relationships, this conversation matters too. Some couples stop being sexually active with each other for a range of reasons: health conditions, medications, or simply changes in libido. In those cases, self-stimulation becomes even more important. It allows you to maintain your own sexual health and function, even if your partner is unable or uninterested in participating. And who knows? Sometimes starting a private self-care routine can reignite interest and intimacy between partners. Lastly, let us remember that the benefits of masturbation don't require hours of effort or elaborate techniques. Even simple, regular moments of self-touch can have lasting positive effects. Whether it's once a week or a few times a month, consistency is more important than frequency. The goal isn't to chase pleasure, it's to stay connected, reduce stress, support your health, and enjoy life a little more. So if you've been avoiding this topic, or even judging yourself for thinking about it, let me say this clearly: there's no shame in taking care of yourself. In fact, understanding and respecting your body is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself as you age. You're not too old for this. You're just right for reclaiming your vitality in every way possible. Now that we've covered the physical, emotional, and mental health impacts of avoiding masturbation, let's talk about how to start integrating this habit in a way that's natural, comfortable, and beneficial, especially if it has been a long time or you've never really approached this part of your health intentionally. First, understand that this is about you. There's no one-size-fits-all approach, no perfect technique or frequency. The most important thing is to treat this as a gentle exploration. Give yourself permission to be curious and to listen to your body. Start when you feel relaxed, in a quiet space where you're not going to be interrupted. For some, that might be before bed. For others, maybe it's after a warm bath or while lying down in the morning. The goal isn't to force a result. It's to re-establish a connection with your body, your senses, and your comfort. Next, don't be afraid to bring in supportive tools. Lubricants, for instance, can be very helpful, especially for older adults who experience vaginal dryness or sensitive skin. Choosing a natural, water-based lubricant can make the experience more comfortable and even more enjoyable. For men, this can reduce friction and help extend the experience, especially if sensitivity has changed over the years. And remember, there's nothing wrong with taking your time. This isn't a performance, it's self-care. You may also want to consider introducing light touch, breathing techniques, or mindfulness. These aren't just extras. They can make the entire experience more rewarding. Pay attention to your breathing. Slowing it down can help you stay relaxed and focused. Some people like to listen to calming music, use aromatherapy, or even engage in guided body awareness meditations. All of these additions can help shift your mindset from performance to presence. If you're in a relationship, this can also be an opportunity to open up a new conversation with your partner. Sometimes discussing masturbation can feel awkward, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, it can be a gateway to deeper intimacy and understanding. You might find that your partner also has needs or curiosities that have gone unspoken. By starting the conversation with openness and curiosity, you may be able to support each other in rediscovering a shared or individual sexual connection, even in later years. Now, we also need to acknowledge that there may be physical or medical challenges that come with aging, like arthritis, limited mobility, or chronic pain that make masturbation more difficult. If this is the case for you, there are still options. Adaptive tools like ergonomic massagers or positioning aids can make it easier to engage comfortably. There's no shame in using supportive devices. Just like wearing glasses or using a cane, it's about working with your body, not against it. If you have concerns about safety, discomfort, or any medical condition that might impact your sexual health, speak with a healthcare professional. Many doctors, especially those who specialize in geriatrics or sexual health, can provide guidance without judgment. Your health and comfort should always come first, and there's no reason to navigate this alone if you're unsure. Let us take a moment to bring all of this back to a central truth. Your body belongs to you, and that means you have every right to care for it, explore it, and support its well-being at every stage of life. Masturbation, when approached with awareness and respect, is one of the simplest, most accessible forms of self-care available. It costs nothing, requires no equipment, and offers a surprising number of benefits, from improved sleep and reduced stress to better circulation and immune function. It's also one of the few areas of health that's entirely in your control. No prescriptions, no appointments, no complicated routines. Just you, your comfort, and your willingness to stay engaged with your own wellness. In a world that often makes aging feel like a slow decline, this is one area where you can feel empowered, connected, and even revitalized. And let's be honest, so much of the conversation around aging focuses on loss, losing energy, losing independence, losing intimacy. But that's not the whole story. There are also things you gain: wisdom, perspective, freedom. Embracing masturbation as part of a healthy lifestyle can be one of the unexpected victories of aging. A quiet, personal rebellion against the idea that pleasure and vitality have an expiration date. Now, if you're still hesitant, that's okay. This isn't about convincing you to do anything you're uncomfortable with. It's about offering you information, backed by science, and letting you make the choices that feel right for you. There's no pressure. You can take it one day at a time, explore at your own pace, and redefine what health and self-care look like in your golden years. So to everyone watching, whether you've practiced this regularly or are just now opening the door, thank you for being open-minded enough to explore this topic with us. It's not always easy to talk about, especially at a stage in life when many feel these conversations are behind them. But as we've seen today, the benefits are too valuable to ignore, and the decision to care for your sexual health is never a mistake. If this video resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Rate this video from 1 to 10 and let us know what you took away from it. Your feedback isn't just helpful. It is what keeps us going and helps us bring you content that is meaningful and practical. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more videos on health, aging, and living life to the fullest, no matter what stage you're in. We believe that aging doesn't mean slowing down. It means evolving. And sometimes it means rediscovering parts of yourself you thought were gone for good. Thanks for watching, take care of yourself, and we'll see you in the next one.